Hello, thank you so much for joining me today. I have a question for you. When you are working on complex projects, do you have an easy way with which you can quickly outline everything that you need to do and when it gets done? Do you know the major milestones and how to get there? Well, I am here today to share with you a really quick and simple process that I generally follow for a lot of the projects that I utilize. Hi, my name is Cassandra. If you don't know who I am, I'm the Process Heart, and I'm really passionate about empowering others for career success by sharing the knowledge that I know in coding, developer advocacy, digital marketing, whatever it is that I feel like I benefit from. I share that with you in the hopes that it empowers you towards whatever goals and futures that you're looking to do for yourself. So how do I do that? I just told you. I teach you what I know, and whatever I can do to help. So if you want to learn how to connect, I'll share with you information at the end. But let me just go ahead and dive right in. So I kind of briefly mentioned that I have been involved with some events and things like that. I have worked with developers and hosted events that were both in person and digital, and they all basically boil down to the same concepts when you are trying to, whether you're hosting a digital marketing conference or a hackathon, right? And so I want to share with you one of the pieces that I use in some of the workshops that I do when preparing for things like that. So why workshops? Well, if you go to this website right here, processheart.com workshop-facilitation. There's going to be a lot of really cool information there, why I use Miro and Pip Decks and what they are and all that things. But I also am providing some templates and some really cool exercises that you can use when you're planning for whatever. So check out this website for that information. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and share with you one of the elements of these workshops. So this thing is called, well, I'll show you in a second. Actually, I have something else I want to share with you. And I've shared it before, but let me get my screen up. Okay. So what are you looking at right here? So this is actually something that I've recently learned while attending one of the classes for the Duke Advanced Strategic Execution program or whatever. And basically this kind of explains the different levels and of craziness that might be going on with your projects. So a lot of times we really want things to be simple, right? We want to know that when this thing happens or when we do this thing, that we can expect this type of outcome. But as things get to be more complicated and more complex, they get to be more chaotic, where you have less outcome predictability and less environmental certainty. So in what I'm about to share with you, it is going to be a very simple thing that you can do in Miro. You can do it on a whiteboard. You can do it on paper. Might be a little bit more difficult that way. But this is just a really quick exercise that you can do to make something that's chaotic and a little bit complex down to more complicated, and eventually down to the simple processes with which to complete the project that you are looking to do. So next thing I want to share with you is this example that I'm sharing with you today is basically an example of a major marketing event that you're trying to strategize for. I have provided questions here that I usually try to consider before planning anything. You know, what are our goals? How long is estimated work supposed to be? I try to be as agile as possible in that, and agile is not just for development. And then I have a example marketing plan or strategy for up to a month of whatever event it is. So this is just the prep work, right? Just to figure out what it is that you're going to be accomplishing and working on. So the exercise is something called sticky steps. So here you will see a board that I'm actually going to be sharing a template with my students. So if you'd like to know more information about that, just let me know. But again, if you want to learn more about workshop facilitation, exercises, and templates, be sure to check out the workshop facilitation URL that you see at the top, or this one right here, and it will be one of the blog items that I have. So what exactly is this? Well, first of all, I want to give a really quick shout out to this company and the people who run it, Pip Decks. Again, if you want to learn more, go to that website that I just gave. But basically, it's a company that creates people's expertise boiled down into cards and ways with which to put things together, to get ideas flowing, and so much. I really highly suggest them. I use them. I am an affiliate for them, but they don't pay me to share this. They are just awesome, and I spread the word because they're so cool. So with that, this particular example that I'm sharing with you today is something called Sticky Steps. So if you go to their website, and that you can get this for free and check it out. But basically what I'm doing today is I kind of shortened their cards a little bit, and I added one more, and that is start with why. What are you going to promote? What are you going to do? What is your goal, right? What is that? The first step in their Sticky Steps is put that goal to the far right. So if you've got, sticky notes, which that's not very sustainable, which is why I love Miro. But if you have sticky notes, whatever it is, you put your goal, the thing you're going towards, at the very far right. And then you ask a particular question that will help you take a step back all the way to your step one, which is today, right? And each of those steps is going to be a milestone. So what is that question? I'm going to share with you that in just a second. But once you create those steps, those milestones, then you're going to do something, I think it's called an idea storm. You're just going to be brainstorming all of the things that need to get accomplished to make whatever event or project or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish successful. Once you've done that, you'll sort them, put them on your milestones, and voila, you have a project outline that you can put into a Gantt chart or some other project management system that helps you be efficient and get everything done on time and in budget. So let's go ahead and see what that might look like. So the first one is start with why. What are you promoting in this particular example? Well, if you're going to start with why, you're going to come up with a list of things what is it that you're trying to accomplish, right? Why are you doing this thing that you're doing? This could be, maybe you are promoting a major digital marketing event that you eventually will register 5,000 people. And, maybe you've got, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. What is the why with which you are doing this thing, right? So in my example, the goal post, the finish line, is your post event. Now, some people may say, wait a minute, isn't your goal like the actual event? And yeah, that's where the most people are going to be, live and excited and creating community and all kinds of really great things. But what happens after the events? Where are you leading people? How are you supporting them if the people couldn't attend live? Or if you are, simply promoting content, what does that look like? Are you creating a reshare plan where you're going to post it once a month? What does that look like? So for me, that is actually the goal post. What does it look like that one step past the actual event or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish? So with that, that next step that is outlined in the Pip Decks thing and what I just covered over is this question. And that question is, what would have to happen before this thing, this goal, happens for us to succeed? So here, that thing that has to happen right before we have that post event, after the event, well, clearly you've got to actually host the event, right? If it's a webinar, if it's whatever that is, right? Or maybe you just publish a blog post. Well, what happens right before that? What happens for that? It is promoting the event. Well, if it's in this particular example, it is promoting the event because the end result is the replay of a live event, a really cool event, right? I've said that a lot. Right before promoting it, you are going to plan it, because without planning, well, what are you doing? That you're going to cause yourself chaos. You're going to likely miss deadlines, or maybe you will have to stay up a lot of hours in order to accomplish deadlines because you didn't plan it well enough. Well, let's avoid that, right? So you now have all the steps, the major milestones with which to accomplish this goal. For this particular example is a live event. So from there, you're then going to do the ideation storm, where you're going to brainstorm all the different things that happen. Now, behind this gray box is all the things that I have a part of this. And I would show you, but, well, that's going to be reserved for my students. So if you are interested in learning more about how to do this, if you want to learn a little bit more of these techniques with which to make things easier for yourself in your planning, whether it's software engineering, or maybe you are planning out a nonprofit whatever. I have no idea. If you want to learn more about how you can make it easier for yourself to be able to plan these things and make your own and have some templates, not make your own, but I will teach you how to do that, but have templates provided for you, let me know if you're interested and we'll talk and see if my coaching program is for you. So that is it for today. Let me double check in my notes really fast, make sure I've covered everything for you. All right. Oh, and to contact me, that would kind of be important. Go to resume.prosperousheart.com. This is actually a website that I built. It is my resume to show, hey, here's some projects that I've built. Here's who I've worked with. Here's some things that I've accomplished. But basically, let me show you really what I want to share with you right now is that when you go to that site, on the far right, if you're on desktop, there'll be a look a little bit different if you're on cell phone, but you'll click on contact and there's a couple different ways to contact me. If you're looking to find out more about my coaching program, just contact me on LinkedIn. Okay, now that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. My name is Cassandra. I hope you have a wonderful and prosperous rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.